You're listening to Hold On, Let Me Save, a retro and indie game podcast. Each month, our two co-hosts discuss different games and hopefully bring you, the listeners, a little bit of fun and joy. And now, on to the episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hold On, Let Me Save, a podcast about indie and retro games, actually in the opposite order there. My name is TheLetterTen, aka just 10, and I am a writer for the Cosmic Circus and a frequent Blue Sky poster. And I have my co-host here.
Hi, I'm FlannelKat. I play video games. I guess if I had a job, it'd stream video games on the internet. And that's kind of neat.
Yeah, and she's a pretty cool streamer too. And this is our second episode. This is our episode for July. And just some information about this podcast. Like I said, it's about retro and indie games. We cover one game of each category once a month. And now we have a new way to find us. So while you can find us on most streaming platforms except for Spotify, and we're still working on getting YouTube working at the time of recording this episode, you can now find us at holdonpod.omg.lol and on Blue Sky under the same username. And you can ask us questions, see what we're doing, that sort of thing. And we've got a couple of different things we can talk about today before we start the episode. Kat, what have you been playing lately?
God, that's always such a loaded question. But I think the thing I'm going to talk about what I've been playing, there's two things really. One, I have been trying to 1cc every Contra video game, and I've discovered there's a lot of cool Contra video games now. Like the newest one, Operation Galuga, is kind of awesome. It's really, really, really well done. And the other one being Stellar Blade, which I started on stream last week, and I am kind of blown away by it. People should try to play this video game. It's neat.
Yeah, it's really cool looking. I kind of wanted to be playing the Contra games myself, just watching you do it. As for me, I've been playing a ton of Star Fox, the remake of Star Fox 64 for Nintendo Switch 2. I know there are a lot of naysayers out there about how it didn't need another remake, but trust me when I say this, the game is so worth it. I actually just did a review on it on the website right for. Plus, I'm slowly making my way through Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo with my girlfriend's Madeline, and it's a really great co-op game. Never played this game before, and it's been an experience. I love it.
Wow, first time through Secret of Mana. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, playing 2-player. We take over 2 characters and everything else. It's been really fun. I mean, that's something we can. I play as but we name the characters, not the default characters. We named the main character. I forget off the top of my head, but we named the girl Grande. I think. No, we didn't name her Grande. We named the sprite Grande. I know that for a fact. I've been playing as the boy. She's been playing as the girl, and we switched between the sprite character. It's been really fun though. Yeah, but now that we've got that out of the way, we're going to talk about for a retro game today. We're going to be talking about Kirby and the Amazing Mirror for Game Boy Advance.
We are.
Yes, I'm excited to talk about this one. I have a little synopsis I wrote up, so I'm going to go through that real quick, and we can dive right in. Released in North America in October 2004. In 2004, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror was produced by HAL Laboratory, co-developed by Flagship and Dimps, and published by Nintendo. The game is available for Game Boy Advance, as I mentioned earlier, and playable through the GBA Nintendo Classics library on Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2. Both of these versions come with 2-player co-op. Spoilers, 2-player mode is really fun. And it's harder to get for GBA because I looked at the pricing and it's very hard to get that. So if you have it, cherish it, don't sell it. You will embark on an adventure into the mirror world in Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, located high above the skies of Dreamland. After Kirby is attacked by a darker version of Meta Knight, he's split into 4 colorful copies. It is now up to our beloved multicolored heroes to locate the 8 pierces of the Dimension Mirror and restore order to the mirror world. In this mostly non-linear game, you'll come across familiar characters, enemies, copy abilities, both new and old, during your journey, plus more than a few surprises. So, Kat, what did you think about Kirby and the Amazing Mirror?
I'm going to be honest. I kind of didn't like this game at all. It felt
Oh
like a really low
no.
point for Kirby.
Oh
It
no.
felt the sum of my thoughts comes from imagine the Great Cave, uh, the Great Cave. What is that called in Kirby Superstar? The Great Cave Adventure?
I
Imagine that, but the
Something like
worst
that, yeah.
pieces of it extrapolated into a full video game, and that kind of felt like Kirby and the Amazing Mirror to me.
Yeah, I can understand that because Superstar, I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack from for this. It was not my favorite Kirby game. I fell off that game real hard when I tried playing it, 15, 20 years ago. Um, I did enjoy some of the aspects of this game, but I did find it a bit confusing with the non-linear progression. I had actually had to look up an online map just to figure out where I was going. Because unless you find the maps in the game, even when you do find the maps in the game, it's still very confusing on where to go because I kept running into different exits that were not the boss. And I just had to keep retracing my steps. There's hidden doors. And it was kind of frustrating in that aspect. But some of the things I did like about it was, I did kind of like re-exploring some of the areas, except for Rainbow Route, whatever you want to pronounce it, because I kept going through there too many times as I kept getting lost. Because this game definitely doesn't play around with the difficulty either. It's definitely harder than say like Kirby's Adventure or Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland.
Mhm.
Um, and so it may take some time to get used to the way enemies behave because while it might seem at first it's the same as previous Kirby titles up to this point in the series, it's definitely a different sort of game. Um, I do
Yeah, there
like. Oh,
I'll let you
sorry. Go ahead.
No, my apologies. I'm gonna let you get your thoughts out before interjecting.
Okay. Well, I mean, what I mean it's a different sort of game, meaning that you will have to utilize the new feature, the phone, to summon the other Kirby's. Sometimes they will assist you with doing damage. They'll press a button, like a pressure sensitive button to open pass. But although they would rarely stay put for this to work, and they would heal you in times of dire need. They'll basically kiss you to give you life, which I thought was a cute mechanic.
Yeah,
Um,
that's from Kirby Superstar.
it's
The
from
whole,
Kirby.
like
See, I
yeah.
never finished that game, so I don't know.
It's
Well,
it's kind of like it's the one-way doors in this game that kind of bummed me out. There's a lot of one-way doors. The
mhm,
maps are kind of confusing in their own right, and you can find your way through eventually if you run around a lot, but
yeah,
one-way doors, it's one hit to knock your power out of you, and a lot of the powers require you to get really close to enemies, which is also a departure from regular Kirby games.
yeah.
Um, the powers feel like they have a very reduced move set, and some of them just seem like literally useless.
Yeah, I get that, like, stone felt useless. I mean, sleep has always been kind of a gag power. Um, the chef power or cook power, I mean, I think I encountered maybe 1 or 2 enemies that actually had the cook ability and never seemed to be useful.
Yeah,
Um,
Cook does it pulls all the enemies into it and produces food out of it, which is what it's
yeah,
supposed to do.
yeah, it was what it's supposed to, and every time I used it, though, I either had, well, missing 1 health or my health was full, so I didn't even bother with it, but yeah, I mean, at least the game didn't have the needle ability where, you have the spikes. I always found that useless in previous Kirby games. But
I
yeah,
don't
there's
think
a
I'm
lot.
familiar with Needle. That's
Oh yeah,
actually maybe a new one for me.
yeah, it's in Kirby's. It was introduced in Kirby's Adventure for the NES, and then when they made Kirby Nightmare and Dreamlands, which is a remake of Kirby's Adventure for Game Boy Advance, they had needle, and it worked a lot like Stone, where you just turn into a pile of spiky needles to do damage, and
Oh,
it's kind of a redundant power when you got Stone in there. And Wheelie didn't seem very useful in this game, except for like maybe one small section I ran into, the one where you turn into a tire and you just spin across
yeah.
the stages.
There was
It
like
didn't
a
really.
room I ran into that was like, "Oh, this is probably wants you to use wheelie," and then I had
Yeah.
a realization like, if you used wheelie in here, you'd be falling into these pits.
Hmm. Yeah. Exactly. It kind of seemed kind of haphazardly thrown away with some of thrown around with the powers. But I would say this is actually, I'm kind of jumping ahead to some of my later notes here, but I actually like this game. Aside from the non-linear, being non-linear and kind of confusing at times, I actually rank this as my second favorite Kirby game now.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
right.
high praise.
Yeah, right behind Kirby's Nightmare and Dreamland, Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland, and right behind Kirby Planet Robobot for Nintendo 3DS.
Huh.
I know that's, apparently a hot take, but and this is my second favorite Kirby game, and I played a lot of Kirby games. I mean, I didn't finish Superstar or Superstar Deluxe. I think that was on DS or Nintendo 3DS. And
Superstar Deluxe, I think, was DS.
DS, yes. And when people think of Kirby games, their favorite Kirby games, I've always seen people talk about Superstar as one of their favorite games in the series.
Yeah, it's my favorite Kirby game, but also I haven't really played a lot of Kirby games. Like I played the very first one, and I played Superstar, and I've played this, and I've dabbled with a few of the others, but never really like sat down to play them.
Yeah. Well, what did you think about the mid bosses and the bosses in this game?
So the actual like area bosses I thought were pretty fun. I enjoyed fighting them.
Hmm.
The mid bosses were really like mean, and if you went in without a weapon, the attacks that actually spawn stars that let you counter were just so few and far between, and every time an enemy hits you, it knocks your power out of you.
Hmm.
So the little like mid bosses kind of just felt a little, I think aggravating's too strong of a word, but they were a lot harder than they normally are. And I think it's because the game
Absolutely.
wants you to go in with 4 Kirby's or something.
Yeah, they do. Like the hammer boss, the mid boss, his name is Bonkers, by the way, with the hammer.
Mhm.
In previous Kirby games, he always throws the coconut, so I always expect that, and he does his hammer, which gives you a star. But in this game, I noticed every time because I was, I've been conditioned to fight him a certain way because of previous games, but when I would shoot my star, he'd always jump over the star I'm supposed to spit out at him, and that was very frustrating for me because I'm like, this is not the behavior he's supposed to be. This is altered behavior. So
Yeah.
he's definitely ranks very low on my favorite bosses. Actually, I actually kind of like the design of like Batafire. That's that cute bat, half cat, fire one
Mhm.
with the wings, with the burning
I bet.
power. I thought was really cute. And apparently there's weaknesses too for some of these bosses, which is
Oh,
kind
I
of,
didn't even know
I
that.
guess,
I
new.
see
Yeah,
that here.
that one has a weakness of ice. I like Fan, the cute little elephant one that gives you the throw
Uh-huh.
ability. But the
Yeah.
way it spins and it throws the little apples at you, if you're not careful though, it will grab you and cause massive damage against the wall.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cute. I don't know what the pronouns of Fan is, but they're really cute. And I kept showing my girlfriends. I'm like, oh, look how cute this boss is, and they're like, oh, that's adorable. But yeah, the mid boss fights were just uh so unpredictable compared to previous Kirby games I've played, and that
Yeah.
was kind of annoying for me.
I did
Uh,
like seeing Master Hand as a mid boss. That was a fun
Yeah,
surprise.
yeah, seeing the Master Hand and Crazy Hand, I was not expecting those bosses from Super Smash Bros. To be in here, and they weren't really difficult either, which
No,
was
they
nice.
kind of played exactly as you'd expect them to, and when they die, they drop the smash power, which is
I know, I
easily
love
my
that.
favorite copy ability ever because it just gives Kirby the move set from Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
And like,
I
all right,
love
we're
that.
cooking now. Like, this is a good idea. I like this. And it is
Yeah,
far and away the best power because you
it
can rock,
is.
you can cutter, you can swing a hammer. It is absurd how good it is.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into my favorite abilities because we do have a listener question that we'll talk about at the very end of the podcast here. But there actually is one listener question I'm going to talk about right now. It's from my friend Nancy Lemon. She asked what my thoughts was on multiplayer. Did you have a chance of playing the multiplayer with this game?
I did not have a chance to touch the multiplayer whatsoever, and I do feel like it would have enhanced the game a great deal.
It does. So I can answer this one. The two-player co-op is really cool because I did finish this game solo, which is much more difficult than co-op. I didn't finish it co-op, and I'm still going to finish it with my girlfriend Madeline. So traditionally, the way it was with the Game Boy Advance, you would hook up 2 Game Boy Advances together, I guess through the link cable, um, and you would play with family or friends, and it's only 2 players, so you can't have
No,
up to 4
it's up
players.
to 4 players in this.
Really? Because
Absolutely.
I thought the campaign was just 2 players.
Nope, this is a 4-player video game.
What? Then something lied to me then. Somebody out there lied to me on the internet. I'm gonna find them and give them a finger wag.
But yeah, no, that was
Yeah.
this game's big selling point is like grab 3 friends and play some Kirby.
Well, because I know it had other player modes, like mini games. I never touched those mini games. But we played 2-player mode because you can play multiplayer through the Switch version as well on Nintendo Classics for GBA if you've subscribed into Switch Online. and you have to
I
have two
heard.
separate systems. But we played 2-player mode, and you know, it's not like a traditional 2-player game now, where or even back then where you have to be on the same screen. You can just wander separately into the game, and you can summon each other too using the little phone by pressing the left bumper. So you can just call on your friends, and they just show up wherever you're at and give you backup or health or whatever, which is really cool. And whatever your friends unlock, it's unlocked for you, and vice versa, which is really cool. You can share maps and like, hey, I'm here. I've discovered this door. I've discovered this door. It's really cool. It's one of my favorite features I've ever seen in a Kirby game. I loved it.
Yeah. The ability to wander around different rooms in the world is like the thing that really sells it for me. A
Hmm.
lot of co-op games force you to stay really close to your other player, and this giving you like the ability to wander the world just sounds awesome because you could split up and try like, okay, we're at a door. There are two different doors here, and so I'll go through this one and you go through that one, and you can summon me if your door's better.
Hmm.
It would take away so much of the frustration of the video game.
Absolutely. Especially those, there's these enemies. For those who don't know, there's these enemies that actually have access to a door, and you have to sneak up on them. And if you are too aggressive around them, they will just simply go on the ground, and you have to leave the room. And I found out if you summon the other Kirby's in single player mode, they will actually essentially stay in the same room, even if you leave and come back, and then you can't access those secret doors, which some of them are actually necessary for progressing to, like, you know, the different stages.
Hmm.
Some of my like Candy Constellation or Olive Ocean or Mustard Mountain, that sort of thing. Which those are my favorite stages in the entire game. Mustard Mountain, especially with the lava and the caverns and everything else. I love just the design of the backgrounds and the stages, and the theming is so good in this game.
I gotta say, none of the areas really stood out to me that much. I guess the mansion, maybe, just because it's got a nice little Halloween motif going. But
Yeah, that'd be the second area in the game, I believe.
yep, and I do
Yeah,
like how every name is alliteration. So it's Rainbow Route, Moonlight Mansion, Cabbage Cavern, Mustard Mountain, Carrot Castle, Olive Ocean,
yeah.
Peppermint Palace, Radish Ruins, Candy Constellation, and then Dimension Mirror, which is not.
No, Dimension Mirror is not alliteration there. But I have to talk about. I mean, I already mentioned the game is confusing because I did get lost, but the little exit, when you do exit and you don't actually go to the boss, wherever, it's this little mini game where you're on a star, and you go from it's kind of like a vertical shoot 'em up game, but you're not shooting anything, and you have to collect like 1-ups and health and stuff like that. I did not like that. I ended up with like 30 lives by the end of it, and I didn't need that many lives.
Yeah, I don't know what that was for really. Like like so
I don't
many,
either.
you'll be wandering around, you'll run into a room that just says goal,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Yep,
goal just returns you to the starting room of the game.
it does. Yeah. Did you ever have to utilize the return back to the main hub world, like
I did
using
that
the
a
phone?
lot just because I
Yeah,
realized like, oh, I'm on the wrong path. I got to go back to the hub world.
I
I got to
did that
figure out which of these
accidentally.
mirrors are the fast travel spot to the place I wanted to be, and then which door
Mhm.
did I not go into and go into. Sorry,
No, it's
this
okay. It's
game
okay.
this game was brutal to me.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, and I wanted to finish it on my own, discovery, intuition, but I got so frustrated. I kept hitting that phone button accidentally when I was trying to summon the other Kirby's. Especially when I got to like the constellation stage, I hadn't unlocked the little switch to unlock the door that give me the shortcut to just go there from the hub world, and I did that twice. I'm like, oh my goodness,
Oh no.
I'm gonna have to discover this again. So I just looked up a map online. I found a couple of maps. I found one that was very basic, very simple to follow, because depending on the door you go to, somewhere like you mentioned earlier, there's one-way doors. You can't go back, which is really annoying.
Yeah,
And
the one ways are just they're just mean. Like there's no reason to do that to you. Your map is already kind of like messed up.
mhm. I agree.
Ugh.
What do you think of the final boss? What's the Dark Mind, I believe the name of
Dark
the boss is?
Mind.
Dark
Oh
Mind.
boy.
Yeah,
I
I have
liked it
thoughts on
at
that.
first. I really liked it at first. I thought it was cool. I love the
I thought
special
so
weapon that
too.
they give you. And then it doesn't end. And then you're like, okay, there's a phase 2 where it's a big eye.
Mhm.
and then you fight it 3 more times.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying, because I thought, "Oh, this is it," and then the stage would change a little bit. "Oh, that's it," and then the stage would change a little bit again. Because you fight, the phase 1 4 times with
Yep.
his little spinning mirrors, kind of like, "Oh, no, am I gonna have to fi" At first, I thought I'd have to fight this boss as many times as there were stages. I was
Oh,
really
I thought
worried
that
about that,
too. I was
and
really worried about that.
yeah, I'm like, "This is bad. This is really bad padding for a boss."
Yeah, it's not even like the fight changes. It technically does. He gets a little bit more health, and I think he has like a new move in each one, but not really. So you just
Yeah,
fight this guy 4 times, and then it's over, right?
you think so, but no, it goes to a phase 2.
No, there's another fight.
Thank goodness I was able to summon my Kirby's. I saved the cell phone cell phone battery. I made sure to before I because I knew the final boss was going to be probably tougher than other bosses. I intentionally sought out battery for my cell phone to summon them for who knows how many times. I got defeated, but thankfully there's checkpoints in between phases,
Yeah.
as I found out. Because there's no way I could have gauntlet. I couldn't do a gauntlet if it was just like you got to start over from the beginning. There's no way I would have been able to do
I might have literally crashed out if there was no checkpoint in here.
it. Yeah, that would have been awful.
And then you fight
Uh,
that second form, which isn't
mhm.
bad. It's fine. You could
No, it's not bad
it's
at all.
doable. And then of another form starts. And then there's
Yeah.
another final form. We are at 7 phases for the final boss now, everyone. We're
Yeah.
at 6.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, 6.
yeah, because previous Kirby games have had multiple forms. Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland has you fight King DDD, you fight I forget the name of the big secret, not a secret boss, but the final boss, and he has a second form. I think his name is just Nightmare, and you fight a big ball of Nightmare, and that's it. But
Mhm.
here, it just seemed like it would never end with the boss fights, the final boss
Yeah,
fights.
it just kept going. And then you fight it in the credits. So, 7 phases technically.
Yeah, do you remember what score you got in the credits? Because for those who don't know, you actually can fight in the credit and you get like a score, and on the was it the top of the screen or something like that? And I got 100, exactly 100 for my score.
I wish I remember. I wanna say it was like 67 or something.
Okay, yeah, my brain does these weird things where I'm like, I keep track of these things.
I was just
uh,
excited to be over. Not
oh
that I
yeah,
like I don't know, I'm being really, like, a downer on it. I liked its music, I thought it was cute. I thought the animation was amazing on all of the abilities and the enemies and the bosses and the
oh
characters.
yeah.
It just it's I blame dimps because I don't like dimps, but I feel like a few small tweaks would have made this game, like, actually incredible.
Yeah, I talk about the music. I was listening to the music. I was writing up different stuff for this podcast. Taking care of my notes and everything like that. I don't have any negative biases against Dimps because they made Sonic Advance, which is one of my favorite Sonic games of all time. I don't know if that's a game we'll ever cover because people are very mixed on that game. Wow, I got some controversial opinions. I just realized there for gaming. Because somebody on just go on a quick tangent. Somebody on Blue Sky was talking about how they hated Sonic Advance. And I just like, no, what's wrong with me?
It's
No,
it's
I'm not being a downer on myself.
oh,
Yeah.
I have feelings about Sonic Advance. They are
That's
related to dimps and their level
yeah.
design.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I probably already know the answer, what you're going to say here, but for Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, is this a game you would recommend to people?
I mean, I know I was a huge downer on it. I feel like
Mhm,
I recommend it with the preface of this was a very frustrating experience. There's a lot of one-way doors.
mhm.
Use a map maybe, or bring
Okay.
some friends and you might have a good time.
Yeah. I would recommend this game only, uh, like the map thing. If you're playing co-op, it was so much more fun playing co-op, and I'm gonna finish the game co-op. It's just fun, just talking through things and just laughing on the couch and just having a great time. So if you have a friend or a family member or a loved one, and you got two Nintendo Switches or Switch 2s, whatever you have, both get the game and link it up and just play together. You'll have a blast, I guarantee it. But I don't recommend playing this game solo unless you want to challenge yourself or something. It's just not worth it, I don't think. Okay, well, that's the end of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. Now we're going to do
it just popped in my head. It was the Great Cave Offensive. Do not write in correcting my Great Cave name, failure to remember.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to judge, but now that you've corrected yourself, then maybe people might judge. I don't know. No, I'm just
Feel free to judge me. It's all good. I'm gorgeous.
Yeah, go to Blue Sky, go to Hold On, Let Me Save, and comment below on any of our posts and say, "Hey, FlannelKat, how dare you?" No, I'm kidding. But now that we're done talking about Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, let's switch gears and switch to our indie game today that we're going to be talking about. And it's called Mythwrecked, Ambrosia Island. I'm going to go through our synopsis like we always do. So it's a very quick one here. Released in December of 2024, Mythwrecked Ambrosia Island was developed by Polygon Treehouse and published by Whitehorn Games. Released for PC, Xbox, PS5, and the Nintendo Switch. Here you'll play as your protagonist Alex as she becomes stranded on the mysterious Ambrosia Island, where everyone you meet seemingly has a case of amnesia. You explore the island and meet some of the long-lost Greek gods. Throughout this journey, you'll need to help the gods restore their memories through retrieving lost personal items, help them reconnect with the others, and exchange the abundant ambrosia fruit for cassette tapes, furniture, and other trinkets and more. Will you be able to uncover the mystery of Ambrosia Island and safely make it back home? Okay, Kat. This one I was looking forward to talking about a lot here because
how did you feel about this game?
Okay, so I got this game upon release almost 2 years ago, and I started playing it. I kind of fell off it hard, usually after 2 hours, right after the introduction when you first meet the first Greek god Hermes. I just wasn't vibing with it, but I decided to give the game another chance this time around, and I like the art. I like the art. I like the characters. I don't want to be too harsh on this game because the team at Polygon Treehouse obviously put a lot of hard work into it, but I found the game a bit tedious. The gameplay loop specifically. Because here's how the gameplay loops works. You start the introductory phase where you meet a statue and you're told to find Hermes. You talk to him, he has amnesia. You're supposed to retrieve some items. He gets a little bit of amnesia left, or amnesia restored, his memory's restored. Then you have to locate more items.
Well. It's not even just locating some items. Sorry, you have to go feed like 7 birds.
You have to feed birds. That's right. You have to feed birds.
Feed the birds, you have to go back to Hermes. And he's like, well, maybe if you found some stuff of mine, I'd feel better about remembering things.
That's right. I'm leaping ahead.
Then you go back into the world to go find hidden items.
And
then you get to level 1. Okay, sorry, go ahead. But it very specifically doesn't let you find items until you fed the birds.
Yes. So what I have written down here, I found the gameplay loop to be a little fun at first. Like you get slowly introduced to the character Hermes. You do a task, feed some birds, recover some trinkets or memories. You get access to the house, in this case, the seaplane. You get a seal to open a door. You repeat this whole process 2 more times just to go to level 1, level 2, and then finally level 3. But you can't do level 1, level 2 on a character because you have to find other characters and you have to do their level 1s. Then you have to find more characters, and that's when it starts to feel tedious. Now, I can understand why this is there because you kind of want to spread out the gameplay and introduce the characters gradually over a game because it could be over really quickly if they don't do this. But I kind of wish, this is the one gameplay change I would have made, the number one gameplay change. You should have access doing the rest of that character's objectives and locate their memories instead of being staggered behind the friendship levels, I think. That's just my personal preference here. Because, the pacing's all over the place and the gameplay is quite honestly repetitive, which I didn't quite like. But I finished it. I did finish the game.
I 100% of the video game. Much
so
like
did I. So did I, yeah.
I'm sorry, it took what?
It took 25 days in game for me to 100% the game. Yeah, I kept track of that.
how many days was I at? I was at 20 something. Oh, I'm gonna
Mm.
find out now. I'm gonna open this video game to reinstall it. I uninstalled it not because I didn't like it. I installed it because I have beaten this game and there's not a reason to return to it.
No, there's no replayability with this game.
But it's like the loop of just do this one very specific task that's unique to the god that you're talking to,
Mhm.
then find MacGuffins for them, and you don't really feel like you're free to do these in any order until near the way end, when you're just wrapping things up. Otherwise, it just feels like super linear the whole time.
Mhm.
And it when it's super linear like that, it doesn't feel like you're exploring an island and discovering things. It was day 22 when I
Day
finished it.
22. Okay, okay.
It doesn't feel like you're exploring and discovering things on an island. It looks like it feels like you're doing like grocery list tasks of just
Yeah.
busy work.
Yeah, it just feels like busy work. It kind of feels like a fetch quest, the game, in a lot of ways. I didn't like that because the first 5 hours, I liked the game, but then by the time I got to Hephaestus, I think that's how you say his name.
Yep.
I like the characters because Hephaestus, Aphrodite. I loved Aphrodite because she kept calling me Cupcake.
I love Aphrodite's little dance. It made my day every time.
And I liked Hera and Zeus because they counted as one character. I just liked their vibe. They're like that. They're like that meme. Hey, we noticed you from across the bar,
Yeah,
type of thing.
you like their vibe. They're the people that would do that.
They are the people that would do that. Um, and I like to, every time you completed a level with them, 1, 2, 3, all these characters, you get a little peek into their memories, which you can find. You can go into their thing and find their thing. I also like Poseidon or Poe. I liked his whole vibe too. He had the surfer guy vibe to him. He was really cool.
Yeah, Poseidon
But
was fun. It's weird. Like the characters I liked in this game a lot are not the ones I expected to, because it's
yeah,
like Ares, Hades, Poseidon, and like Aphrodite. Just really like I liked them a lot. They were fun, and I
Hades was
enjoyed
really
hanging out with
fun.
them. I
Yeah,
really liked Ares for some reason. Like he seems like a person I would not get along with at all ever, but he was neat. I
he
enjoyed
was
him.
neat with his gardening and everything else. That actually took me the longest to do in this game because the ambrosia fruit, you exchange it for different things, and getting all the garden plots, that took me forever. But it's important to do that because while I did collect probably 1,000 ambrosia fruit from the bushes, growing the fruit in the plots is actually how I was able to purchase everything else in the game and 100%
Oh yeah,
everything. Because otherwise, that would have been nigh impossible
yeah.
to get everything.
The game mechanic 10 describes here is as you find objects for these gods, and as you become more familiar with them, when you hit level 1, they open up like their little, okay, we'll trade fruit with you now.
Hmm.
And the first, oh, what's his name? Hermes
Hermes.
is like really important to trade all the fruit with to get those items. And then everyone else a lot less so. It's just little MacGuffins. But Ares's plots are good.
Because Hermes has the warp key, so you can fast travel between the different sections of the island, which is super useful. I do not like that they removed that for the end sequence, though.
Yeah. No, it was a neat little romp around the island, but I had run around it so many times already that I
Hmm.
was just ready for this to be over.
Yeah, me too. It's a shame because there's obviously a lot of hard work put in the game. Because I don't game dev, but I do know it's not easy to put out a game. Because I had played Polygon Treehouse's previous game, Rolki. I think I'm pronouncing that right, and I loved that game. Okay, that came out in 2020, and I know they're working on another game that's currently in development. I'm excited for that, and I will probably play it. But this game just seemed like a miss to me, and it breaks my heart to say that because again, there's a lot of good elements in this game. It just the final execution just didn't work for me.
Yeah, like it felt like it could have been a visual novel and you wouldn't have lost much with the video game.
Yeah.
Like it, when I saw it initially, like my first impression was, oh, okay, you're on an island
Hmm.
and like you're doing tasks for people, but I figured those tasks would be like go collect wood and like build something or craft something for me or just do something other than just go to the marker and hit the button.
Yeah, exactly. I was hoping for more of that, or maybe some slide puzzles or something that was thematically related to the Greek gods, like little mini games or something to kind of break up the monotony of these fetch things.
Puzzles would have gone so far for this game. There are technically
Technically,
puzzles, but
with the seals and the doors, they reminded me of those seal puzzles that are in Skyrim with the claws and everything.
I kept thinking of Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, except those were infinitely more complicated than
Yeah.
these puzzles.
Yeah, it's easy to compare this to other games that do things right or better. Not right. I'm not saying this did things wrong necessarily, but things could have been expanded on. I don't know if they were, pushing a deadline. I don't know what the original vision was for this game, but goodness, I just wish it was streamlined a little bit better. It would just make things more enjoyable for me.
Yeah, a more bigger variety of tasks rather than do the same things like 16 times.
Yeah.
It would have gone really. It would have done so much work for this game. But like overall, like I had fun. I enjoyed it. I liked the
Oh, I
story
do
that they
too.
told. I really like the characters.
Oh, the characters were great. I like the little. I know the game's not fully voice acted, which I don't think would have improved the game necessarily. I do like the little voice snippets when they say Alex or they do their little things. I like when they level up from 1, 2, and 3. They have this confused look on their face where their memories are starting to flow back into their minds, and like, oh, I remember this. I like that, especially with Hera and Zeus, especially their looks were really good. Because
Oh,
when I first saw the art, I was a little off put by it, but as I play more, I grew to love the art style with the character design.
mhm. And you know who my favorite character was
Hmm.
overall?
Who?
It was Cerberus.
Oh, I know. You get a pet Cerberus in the game once you get down
You
to Hades.
you can pet the dog, and I squeed in real life when I got there for the first time and saw Cerberus, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing in the world. And I took one screenshot in this game, and it's of Cerberus.
Wait, I think I have a screenshot too. Let me look at my Steam library here. And I will actually, if I have the screenshot, I will post it to Blue Sky. Let's see here. I do have a screenshot of not Hermes. I bet Hermes. No, I have a screenshot. I took a Cerberus. I didn't take a screenshot of me petting Cerberus, but I do have a screenshot of Cerberus because I'm like, this is the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, Cerberus is really good, really, really good in this.
Yes, I love that so much. I like the design of I don't want to call it yeah, because Hades and there's Hades, the god, and there's the lair of Hades. But just going down in that skull cave, which is teasing you out through most of the game, because I know who's down there. I know Hades is down there. The game hasn't
Hmm.
mentioned Hades, but I know who's down there, and it was
Yeah,
just great. It was just great. Being able to go in their houses and everything was really fun.
they talk a lot about like, oh, like they live in a cave. They like dark places. We don't trust this one.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's gonna be Hades. It's the only one missing. And like, I look at the Steam launch page when I hit play, and I'm like, all right, there's Hades with his dead shirt. Like, let's go.
Emo boy Hades. I like it.
Emo boy Hades is really good. Like, you, d- these are Greek gods, but like, they don't look like what you'd expect from Greek gods. They're just wearing like clothes. Well, Aphrodite kind of looks like she might, but
Yeah, she does. Yeah, and they all talk about how the modern world has changed. Like Ares specifically talks about war, and I took some screenshots as I was playing, and I took video clips because I like to do that. But he kept talking about how war has gotten worse because he's like, oh, wars used to end conflicts and everything else, but now war has no honor. The world has moved on. That's a direct quote from the game. Like that's kind of profound.
yeah, Ares's conversation struck me really, really well, very specifically for the same reasons. His thoughts on like what war was meant to do and what it did do. It's like, oh, it's supposed to right injustice, not
Hmm.
like be an act of aggression.
Yeah, exactly. So the writing was really good in this game. And I'm not going to spoil anything for the ending, but I do like the conflict, how it was resolved at the end. I thought that was nice. I do like the Ambrosia decks, I think it was called. The
Yep.
little it's like a tablet that everybody uses, which is really neat. Because that map, if you play this game, if you decide to play the game, use that map. Because I did not utilize the map for the first couple hours of the game. And I got lost. I'm like, where am I supposed to go? how am I going to do this and that? And then I discovered I can just open the map anytime pressing the Y button on my controller. And it was a lifesaver, life changer for this
Oh
game.
yeah, I was basically in that map every moment of this game.
Yeah, I kind of wish. I mean, this is just a little nitpick. It doesn't really need to be in the game. I kind of wish there was like a mini map, but I'm not upset that there wasn't one in the game. But it would have been nice. Just saying.
I'm with you. Did you sit down and use like the chill out spots and listen to the music at all?
I did. I got every cassette tape. I listened to every track
I
because
knew you would. I knew
there's
you
another
would.
there's another game I played called Caravan Sandwich that has a very similar
Mm-hmm.
mechanic, and I love that. So in this game, I did that because one, you get an achievement for doing it. I didn't know that when I did it, but I had to collect every piece of furniture for my lighthouse living quarters. I had to do all the statues, which I don't think all the
Mm-hmm.
statues contribute 100%, but I did all the statues for all the Greek gods. And I got every cassette tape, and I probably listened to the cassette tapes probably good 45 minutes of my entire playtime.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
When you're in the chill spots, the clock in the game does not progress. It just stays there.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been nice to be able to, and maybe you can do this, listen to the cassettes while you're just wandering around the map. It would have been nice to just have them always playing as you run around and do things.
That would have been cool. I mean, having a tablet, you would think they'd have like an MP3 player or cassette player, some way to listen to the music, but if that's in there, I had not found it.
Yeah, and they give you a lot of music through the
Mhm.
cassettes.
Mhm.
And I ended up listening to the same song the entire time, and it was just the one where you're running around the island for 8 hours.
Mhm. The music was good, but I would have preferred more, the ability to choose songs as you went around, because
Mhm.
the music does change at different times of day, because there is a day night cycle in this game where the Greek gods are on different schedules until you unlock level 1. Then you can just go in their house, and the schedule just doesn't matter until you get to Hades, where you have to do tasks during the day with these ghosts, which was really fun. I thought the ghosts were cute,
The ghosts were
but
cute because you see them all over and just have like, all right, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these, but they're here.
yeah, I saw them right at the beginning. I was like, "Oh, what's this? Do I get to do something?" And then lo and behold, you get to do something later towards the end of the game.
Yeah, that just thinking about that first walk when you start the game and you're just kind of wandering around, there are so many interactables, and you're just like, I'm gonna enjoy discovering what all of these do. And it's just unfortunate that they're just like checking off a thing on a list at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'm not gonna be mad about their next game. I'm excited for their next game, Polygon Treehouse, because this is a learning opportunity. If the developers like Alex, not the character Alex, but Alex, the lead developer on this game, if he listens to this episode, because we're mutuals on Blue Sky, if he does listen to this episode, I hope he takes this as critique and not criticism on what changes could be done or what it could be improved on for the next game, because the game's got good bones and it's got a lot of really good things in the game. Just some things were just a miss for me.
Yeah, it's the comment about the bones is a really good way to put it. It has really good bones. It's just I wish it was more compelling to actually play.
Hmm. Yeah,
Another game that like some smaller tweaks could have gone a long way.
absolutely, absolutely. And that's fine. Some people might enjoy the game better than others, because I was looking on Steam and I see that it has very positive reviews on Steam. So maybe we're the outliers, but it just wasn't the thing that I enjoyed.
Yeah, that's a shame. But I'm glad I played it. And I'm glad we're talking about it.
Me too. So the question I have for you is, would you recommend Mythwrecked Ambrosia Island?
Uh I mean like if you just want to have fun stories about different versions of these gods
Mm-hmm.
and you aren't really looking to have a super intellectual time or have super engaging gameplay, it's definitely a game that I think I would have enjoyed a lot more if I played it half an hour a day instead of over 3 days.
Yeah.
And like if I just wanted to get home and like turn my brain off and run around this island for an hour, listen to some music, talk to somebody, feed a bird. I think I would have enjoyed this game quite a lot. But as someone who likes to just sit down and play through a video game, it it got a little monotonous.
Yeah. Like I said, I kind of paced myself with the game. I was playing like maybe an hour, 2 hours here. And, when I would get tired of the game, I would just turn it off and come back the next day or later in the same day and try it. But I'm like, oh gosh, this is why I turned it off, because it's just the same thing the whole time. So I would not recommend this game to anybody. I feel bad for even saying that but I've got my critiquing hat on right now because, I do review games constantly. And I can't recommend this game. I would give it 2.5 stars out of 5 if I were to give it like a rating. It's just misses the mark for me.
Yeah, and I think that's fair.
Okay, I think we've said everything we have to say. Do you have anything else to add for this game?
I am good on this game. We covered that Cerberus is very cute, so I'm
Yeah,
pretty happy right now.
yeah. If you do play the game, it's worth it for Cerberus.
You can pet the dog.
Pet the dog. It's probably on that website. Is there a website called canyoupetthedog.com or something like that?
I can type that into Google right now. Canyoupettthedog.com. I don't think it's a specific website, but there are lots of things called Can You Pet. Oh, it's the Can You Pet the Dog wiki.
Yeah, that might be it.
It's just a Wikipedia page.
Oh, okay. Because I remember some website existing saying, I remember on Reddit or some social media website when Twitter was a good thing. When it was better, I should say. I remember people talking about some like, oh, you can pet the dog and go to this website and you find out what games you can pet the dog. So I thought it existed. I never, did any actual research if this existed.
It's a Blue Sky account. It's
That's
a
Blue
Blue
Sky
Sky
account.
account that has little gifs of petting dogs in various games. Like in this game, you can pet the dog, and we'll show a little video of you petting the dog.
I would be one of the 18,000 people that follow that account. Very cool. I'm glad you mentioned that to me. Learning new things live right on the podcast here.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so
A lot of dogs in this. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
oh, it's okay. Since we are done talking about Mythwrecked Ambrosia Island, we're gonna before we get into the listener questions, which we are about to do. I got my document here. Just remember, you can head over to our Blue Sky page. Again, just search for "Hold On, Let Me Save" and comment under any of our posts and ask a question either about a previous episode, the game for our next episode, which we will announce at the end of this monthly episode, or ask about our opinions on gaming in general. If it's a question, we will try our best to answer it during the next episode. But we already answered one question earlier during our Kirby and the Amazing Mirror talk, but we've got 3 questions here today. The first question comes from my friend, Rainbow Spite. They asked, what is your favorite Kirby copy ability, and what's your least favorite? Well, I'll go first. My favorite abilities have remained my favorite since they introduced the copy abilities in Kirby's Adventure. It's going to be Sword, the Hammer, and UFO. I love swinging the first 2 weapons, and I especially love Hammer because you're so powerful, and UFO because the UFO has multiple attacks depending how long you charge a weapon, and it wrecks nearly everything with relative ease.
Well, my favorite Kirby ability, and I've prepared one, but I can put in a backup too. My favorite Kirby ability of all time is Plasma, because it is completely and downright broken. And it is one that is in Kirby Superstar, and I'm not sure if it made it out of Kirby Superstar into other games. But what it is you can move to charge up the Plasma attack, and then you attack, and how many directions you've hit or how much you've moved determines how powerful your attack is. Now, the fun broken part about that is you can hold the block button and just spin the D-pad around and hit full charge and have a full charge attack, making it just one of the best copy abilities of all time, if just so far beyond broken that I don't know if they put it in any other games.
Right, I remembered that. I've completely forgotten about that power. I don't know if it made past Superstar either. But if it did, or if it didn't, I kind of understand why, because you said it was, kind of OP. So
I see it in 4 games.
4 games. Okay. Which games is it in?
Okay, this almost doesn't count. Kirby Superstar and Kirby Superstar Ultra. Kirby Air Ride and Kirby Star Allies.
Star Allies. I never played Star Allies.
Air Ride is a fun way to find that.
Okay.
And my other one is just Cutter. I really like Cutter. I think it's a fun fusion of melee and ranged, and it's just
Yeah,
really, really useful in every situation.
it's really fun. Do you have a least favorite power up or copy
I don't
ability?
like any of the abilities that stop the game. So bomb, microphone, cook, anything like that. I just don't like them. I think they interrupt the flow of the game. They're just irritating. They're never in a useful spot, and they're just not interesting to use at all.
That's fair. My least favorite. That's a hard one, actually. Stone. I mentioned it earlier. Sleep. I know it's cute. It's a gimmick one, but
Sleep doesn't count.
it counts. It's a copy ability. You use it and it just
Fine.
instantly activates. I don't like that. I only do it because I try to, I think it's funny, like, hey, look at this, and that's it. That's the only point of it. But if I would have to say my absolute least favorite one would probably be, because I know I have one. It's kind of a toss up between a couple of them here. And I had a list here, and now it's gone. You know what? Needle. That's, and I'm glad it's not in this game. Needle is probably my least favorite because it's redundant.
I'll accept it. Needle sounds good.
Needle does sound good. Okay. Next question. This is from Brave Vesperia. How do you go about finding the right game to play when you're not sure what to play or you're burnt out on most of the types of games you own? I'll let you answer this one first.
I love this question because this is something I struggle with so much.
Okay.
The thing I usually default to is just going up and down through my Steam library.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally I will go to retro achievements and just hit the random button and it keeps popping up games. And I've found games to play that way. But when I'm feeling burnt out, like, and this advice isn't going to help for everyone, but just like I lay down in bed with my laptop and I read a visual novel, and eventually I'm going to want to play a video game after that.
Mm.
And that's such a specific way because the answer is, oh, just play video games and you'll want to play video games. So that doesn't quite work. But when I'm feeling burnt out and not sure what to play, usually the correct answer is don't be at the computer. Or don't be at my main computer. My laptop is its own little thing.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, this one's a tough one for me. Because when I'm not sure on what to play or burnt out, I usually fall back on idle or incremental games, or I go back and play some of my favorite retro games, like Metroid Fusion or Kirby Adventure. But if you asked me this question 3 years ago, I would have answered with Warframe. I have thousands of hours. I haven't touched the game. I haven't touched the game in 3 years but that was the game I'd play in between every other game. So I'd play, an FPS or an adventure game, turn it off, and immediately open up Warframe because I can just turn my brain off and vibe with it. But now, lately, the two games I play when I'm burnt out, whatever I play, the incremental game Orb of Creation. Highly recommend it if you're into the slow incremental games that you have to discover things. Or, Swap Meet. It's a co-op third-person roguelite shooter. That's what I've been playing as kind of just to take my mind off being burnt out and stuff. And I know it sounds easier said than done, but sometimes just launching a game on Steam you haven't played in a while also is sometimes a good way to see if it clicks with you when you're burnt out.
Swap Meet. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, it's kind of like Risk of Rain 2 mixed with Helldivers, but it's not. It's a serious game. It's really fun. It's a 4-player game, and they release content for that game all the time, like new cosmetics and everything like that. It's very fun. Anyways,
Maybe I'll have to play this video game sometime. Oh, and bonus addendum to this question, because you brought up a really good thing. When I don't know what to play, sometimes it's just reach out to a friend and say like, "Hey, do you want to play this co-op thing?" Like, I'll reach out to a friend and be like, "Do you just want to play like Night Rain for a while or something?" Or we played through Neo 2 recently, and like it's I don't know, just being able to chill with a friend and not worry about what you're playing too much goes a long way.
it does absolutely, and it can kind of reinvigorate you too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything else to add for this question. Great question, Brave Vesperia. I really appreciate it. And finally, our last question. This is from Aaron, host of Chillscape, a Chill VGM podcast. Hi, Aaron. What was the first JRPG that really stuck with you and became a part of you? I will answer this question first. So technically, the first JRPG that stuck with me was the very first Final Fantasy for NES. I played this a ton with my dad when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and I had no idea how broken it was back then with like spawn rate of enemies and such back then. Like pick 4 fighters and the game was a breeze apparently, and that's what we did. We didn't know how we played. we didn't have context for these things back then. But if I were to say one that really became part of me in context now, and I know this is a very basic answer, a lot of people say this answer, but Final Fantasy VII. It was the first game I owned for the original PlayStation, and I probably spent a good year playing it nonstop. Like literally, that's all I played when that game came out. I think it was 97 or 98 when I got it. It basically took over my life, and it was the best time ever. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
I feel like I've got 2 answers that go with this, and one of them is going to be the basic one, and one of them is going to be the real answer. And the first RPG I really spent an appreciable amount of time with was probably Chrono Trigger. Despite everything, I think that game is great. It is not the answer that I want to give for the game that stuck with me and became part of me, but it's the first time I remember really like starting to understand that JRPGs are fun. Yeah. I have bounced off many Final Fantasy games, but Chrono Trigger I rented from the video store and I made it pretty far. I didn't understand the concept of healing a character, so I eventually just got stuck.
Oh,
liked it. But the game that really like what I consider, and I've only played through it like twice, and it was when it was new, but it still sticks out to me as the game that told me that JRPGs are awesome and you like this genre, and this game's going to be meaningful to you for the rest of your life, is Grandia 2. Ooh. I loved Grandia 2. I played it when it was brand new. So on the Dreamcast, I've had it like the Dreamcast was like 2 years. So this is maybe 2000, 2001. It was absolutely incredible. I loved every moment of it. I had actually gotten Skies of Arcadia and Grandia 2 at the same time. And I started Skies and I played probably like 5 hours. And I'm like, let me try Grandia 2. Mm-hmm. I've never returned to Skies of Arcadia. I have finished Grandia 2 a few times. The story and the characters and the gameplay systems just all hit so well that I'll always remember that game and keep it as a high mark for JRPGs in general.
Yeah. Gosh, I want to play that now.
Have you not played it? It's so good. Have you ever seen the Grandia combat systems?
No, I've heard of it. Ooh. I never had a Dreamcast. I want to get a Dreamcast eventually. I see there's an HD collection available for Switch.
Yep, it's on Steam as well.
It's on Steam. Oh, well, forget the Switch. I mean, I have a Switch. I love my Nintendo Switch. But if I were to get a game, I always prefer getting it on Steam. Do you know if the remaster's any good?
From what I hear, they are pretty good. I haven't touched them myself, but I don't recall there being any major complaints about them.
Okay, good. I'm going to check that out whenever I have free time. That's do you have anything else for that question?
Go play Grandia 2.
Okay. I will.
No, I mean, yes, you, but everybody. That game's just so good. Okay, sorry. I'm going to stop yelling about Grandia 2 now. Bye. Not bye. I'm still here for the rest of the podcast.
Well, I mean, that's the last question we've got. So since that's the last question we've got, we're going to talk about our next episode for next month, for August episode. I'm very excited for the games we'll be playing because last episode, if you listened to it, we didn't announce any games because we hadn't planned it that far in advance. But next month, we're going to play for our retro game. We'll be playing Squaresoft's. I'm calling it Squaresoft because that's what they were called back then. The 1998 release Brave Fencer Musashi that was released for the original PlayStation. This is personally my favorite game for the original PlayStation. I've actually, spoilers, I've been playing this game in preparation already for next month's podcast. I love it. And for our indie game, we'll be checking out Keep Driving, a game released back in 2025 and developed by YCJY Games. I prepared for this before the podcast, and I still got it wrong. And we're excited to play and share our feelings and thoughts on these two games. I'm excited. And as always, if you have any questions for us or any game suggestions, just again, go to Blue Sky and leave a comment on any of our posts. That'd be great. Before I finish up, we wrap up this episode, you and me wrap up this episode. Was there anything that you'd like to add, FlannelKat?
I'm looking forward to playing the bonus game that was packed in with the Final Fantasy VIII demo.
Yes, and I will talk about that. I will talk about that next month. I have history with this. I have a story I'm going to tell. It's going to be really fun.
But otherwise, nah, I'm good. Just go be good. Listen to our podcast. Give us feedback. Tell us things. I love to hear about this stuff, and I hope y'all enjoy those.
Yeah, me too. So now that we have established our podcast, you may be listening to us on one of these services, but you can follow us on Podbean. You can subscribe to us. We're on most streaming services. We're about to be on YouTube under the podcast. We have an RSS feed and all that stuff. Our homepage is holdonpod.omg.lol, and it's the same username on Blue Sky. But I do want to thank you all for watching us. Did I really just say that? I did.
Thank you all for watching us. We have amazing viewers.
This is not a video. I promise you. Wow, I can't believe my YouTube days and my Twitch days. I haven't streamed on Twitch in years. I'm still saying that. Wow. Thank you for listening to our podcast. It's been a blast. I had fun. And we'll catch you next month. Just keep an eye out for us, and you have a wonderful and beautiful day.
So long, y'all.
Bye.